Welcome everyone to the Confidently Thriving Entrepreneur virtual event. I am your hostess, Karen Eason, and I've got such a treat for you. We have an expert in the fitness, health, and nutrition industry. It's Coach Solomon with a K, no less. Welcome, Coach. Welcome to the event.
Boom. Thank you for having me. I'm Coach Solomon. I'm the owner of Psycho Fitness. For those of you who don't know, Psycho stands for Power, Speed, Yoga, Calisthenics with a K, because we are killing it out here. And O for obstacle course racing, such as Spartan racing, Tough Mudders, all of the above. So I'm Coach. Karen, thanks for having me. Super excited to be on the show.
That is so interesting. I had no idea that Psycho actually stood for all those different things, and I love acronyms. So you are the right one to be here. So happy you're here. So Coach, come on, let's get to it. When it comes to being fit, healthy, nutritious, is there anything that an entrepreneur who sits all day long, especially with the pandemic, can do to offset? You know, they say that, sitting is the new smoking. What's that about?
Definitely. So when you're sitting, number one, you have a lot of muscles, especially your leg muscles, that are not getting blood flow. And a lack of blood flow is never a good thing. And so your hip flexors, primarily your hamstrings, are losing blood flow, and it's going to impair your mobility. A lot of folks, when they're sitting, they're going to be in a slump position, neck is going to be down, head is going to be down. So you're already in a position of bad posture, restricting your breathing. Once again, lack of blood flow, problems breathing, just going to incur a whole bunch of issues throughout the day. So number one, get up and be active. Hopefully as an entrepreneur, you're up and active and, creating and chasing down new opportunities. But if you are tied to your desk, like I am at times, whether I'm creating new marketing materials, coming up with new programs, there are times where I'm at a desk or I'm in front of my laptop for 6 to 8 hours. Set a timer on your watch. Every 15, 20 minutes, get up, stretch, walk around, move, do a 5 to 10 minute workout. Yes, you can do a 5 to 10 minute workout right at your desk. Some push-ups, some squats, some high knees, some jumping jacks, 1 minute each. Do that and then sit right back down, grab some water and get back to work. That blood flow is going to help rejuvenate your system, get your creativity going, get your blood flow up, and allow those muscles to breathe. So get moving, get active, no excuses, get it done.
Okay, Coach. You had me till you said, push-ups and squats and jumping jacks.
You ain't got to go for long. You ain't got to go for long. Literally, you can set a timer and say, okay, I'm going to do 30 seconds of squats, 30 seconds of push-ups, 30 seconds of jumping jacks, and 30 seconds of high knees. And then I'm going to take a 30-second rest break. Do that 3 or 4 times, and you have a workout that's great for midday that you can do anywhere. There's no equipment needed for that. You're going to feel better. Your mind's going to be a little bit more alert. More than likely, you're going to need some water, so that's going to force you to hydrate. There's just too many benefits to list when it comes to fitness, and you don't need a whole hour to work out. 5 to 10 minutes is more than enough.
Okay, Coach. So for people like me who have knee challenges or back challenges, do you have a low impact version of that?
Yeah, come see me. The website is gopsycho.com, GOPSYKO.com. And even though I may look fit, I tell people my journey. At one point, I got up to 380 plus pounds. There was a time where I didn't even get on the scale because I didn't have a scale, big enough to weigh me. So you can't go to Walmart and get a scale that goes up, over 360 actually. So, I know what it's like to be physically impaired. I know what it's like to have your knees hurting because either, you have some excess weight or just some swelling, or you're getting up there in age. I'm 42. Sometimes I wake up and things hurt for no reason. I don't know, just after 40, just I wake up like, why is my wrist hurting? I didn't even do anything on my wrist. Or it gets cold outside, my feet hurt. I'm like, good Lord. What I tell people with any range of motion issues, regardless of what's causing the issue, sometimes it's not because of overweight. It could just be due to arthritis or anything, a previous injury. When you have a range of motion that's limited, take the range of motion that you have. Here's what that means. If you're not able to squat all the way down to the ground without pain, squat a quarter of the way, squat 1/4 of the way, squat, whatever you can take. If it's only 10% of a full range, take that 10% and do it. What happens with the body, if you don't use it, you lose it. So if your lunge, a lot of folks have issues with lunges, young folks and folks of age. If you're not able to go all the way down to the ground in a lunge and that causes inflammation or pain, do a lunge at the range of motion that feels comfortable for you. However, if you do not take that range of motion, eventually you'll lose it. Your body be like, well, we don't do that no way. So we ain't gonna do it no more. And then next thing you know, you're not lunging. You just have a kickstand. You got to kick your leg out to get down and bend over. Every time you drop your keys, you get mad. You're like, oh, God, I got to get down here.
Oh, so is that why I don't like dropping my stuff?
Listen, someone told me once, you could tell how old somebody is by how long it takes for them to get down and get up off the ground.
Oh, that is so true. But thank you for that, because I actually feel a little more liberated knowing that it's just go as far as you can, right? I think so many times when we're looking to work out, we think that we must do it exactly like we see someone else do it, or we do it with, whatever the modified version is. But sometimes maybe the modified version is a little too much for some people. So thank you for sharing that, because I think that liberates people to say, okay, at least I did something, which is better than nothing.
Absolutely.
So, Coach, Coach and I met on Clubhouse. A lot of my new friends, my new biz buddies, we met on Clubhouse. And I believe we were talking about sleep, right? People getting sufficient sleep, and what a lack of sufficient sleep can do to the body. So I'm not going to say what I said, but all I know is Coach co-signed what I said, so I was in good company. But I'm going to let Coach tell you.
Yeah, when it comes to health and nutrition, and I like to tackle health and nutrition from a 360-degree full circle kind of approach, it really starts with sleep, right? There's few things in life that there are no replacement for, no substitute. You have to have these few things, and you can't buy it. Someone else can't bring it. Uber can't bring it. DoorDash can't do it. Your mama won't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. And it takes a certain amount of mindset, awareness, and just, discipline and commitment. And, one of those things is oxygen. And oxygen is just, if you ain't got that, you ain't here. All right. You got to breathe. There's no substitute for oxygen. Another one of those things is sleep. Without adequate sleep, your mind and your body will not be at 100%. And you risk having a suppressed immune system, and you risk getting sick. You risk not being at your best mentally. You risk losing creative capability. So at the end of the day, sleep becomes much more than just, a luxury. Sleep is a necessity. So when it comes to entrepreneurs, I'm an entrepreneur myself, and most of my friends are entrepreneurs because, when you roll in that circle, you tend to have like-minded folks like yourself. So we talk and we chat. A lot of them will try to sacrifice their sleep because America has this, I call it work fetish. Like, I'm grinding. I'm doing 20 hours. I ain't sleeping. Steve Harvey said, rich people don't sleep. And I'm like, that's a lie. Rich people do a lot of sleeping. Steve Jobs even said himself, I read his book. He said he's a professional. He was a professional bum. You know, he was like, the key to creativity is being well rested. And that's actually scientifically proven. Scientifically proven that your brain, when you hit deep sleep, your brain gets renewed, gets rejuvenated. Like literally there's fluid, spinal fluid that washes over your brain and helps you put away old memories so you can create room for new memories and new ideas. So when it comes to getting sleep, it is the key for entrepreneurs, because we live and thrive off of new ideas, being creative and solving problems. So that cognitive function starts with a good night's rest. And also your immune system. Your immune system is not going to be 100% unless you get adequate sleep, good sleep. Your immune system is always fighting, always on alert, looking for viruses, looking for bacteria. But when you hit deep sleep, your body's essentially saying, hey, look, okay, now we can relax and not worry about fighting. Let's just rejuvenate and recover. So there, I mean, I could go on and on. At the end of the day, if you're an entrepreneur, and you more than likely are an entrepreneur, if you're watching this, your sleep has to become a priority, one, for your business, and two, most importantly, for your life.
Ooh, Coach, I don't understand why you're talking about me so bad today. My feelings are so hurt.
So listen, I'm a grinder too. I like working. I like the idea of being productive. I like the idea of saying, okay, here's my day. Here's my calendar. Here's what I'm getting done. That feels good, right? So I've already listed some of the reasons why sleep is important. Let's talk about some of the reasons, or some of the ways, how you can get good sleep. So I like being productive. I like getting a lot done. However, one of the ways I assure that I get good sleep, I make a bedtime and I stick to it. That bedtime is closing time, just like any store that's a physical store, or even your online store. You're going to let your customers know that you only answer the phone between 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. So it's the same thing for your brain and for your body. At a certain time of the day, that should be consistently the time that you shut down. You let your body know, your body will be on a rhythm. Your brain will be on the rhythm at 9:30, at 10 o'clock, whatever time it is time to wind it down. That's one of the ways I assure that I get a good night rest. So I like to be in bed by 9:30, sleep by 10 o'clock, and then up at 4:30.
Oh, okay, so how can I adjust that for myself? Because, okay, I am not a morning person. So 4 a.m., I only see 4 a.m. if I am headed to the airport to get on a plane. So, okay, I'll put it this way. I will only see 4 a.m. when I'm getting up, if I have to go to grab a plane. And even then, most times I will stay up through the night. And then when I get on the plane, I'll sleep. So I'm a night owl, have always been. And for me, I'm working on setting those hours, let's say. But for me, my hours are between 12 and 2 a.m. Mm-hmm. And I'm up, around 8, 9 o'clock, depending on where I need to go, what I need to do. So I think that's a good trade-off. I'm still working on it, to set hours and go to bed at a decent time. It's not easy, right? And those of y'all that are watching, it's not easy, but guess what? These are things that, and you've heard this from one of our other speakers, and if you haven't, you're going to hear the same thing from one of our other speakers, that rest is super important to being entrepreneur and being successful and creative and everything that Coach said.
And the time is relative. So I know more than a handful of successful entrepreneurs who essentially keep the same hours that you do. And the data and the research shows that really it's the consistency that matters. So if you consistently go to bed at 2 a.m., if that's your time, that's fine. And then, with time you consistently wake up, that's fine. Your body will find that rhythm. It's when you consistently disrupt that rhythm, you're consistently inconsistent. That's when your body isn't sure if we're going to get into deep sleep, or REM may never happen, rapid eye movement, where, you're essentially in a dreamlike state, in which also there's some association with being in REM and being in deep sleep with creativity. So like those things don't happen if your sleep pattern is inconsistent. So consistency would be the main thing.
Okay, that's good. So I don't feel so bad now.
See, I'm trying to give you a little room there, a little out.
Just a little something. You gotta work with me, Coach.
I will work with you.
We're all a work in progress, right? So you talked about sleep is like uber important, and recovery, which is when the body repairs itself. So I have one other question. I once heard, because I watch a lot of, National Geographic and, all of those science type channels, that I think it's for every hour of sleep you get before 10 o'clock, it's like getting 2 hours of sleep.
I've never heard that one. Because once again, the time is relative. And then what you do before you go to sleep has a huge impact. So like, for example, if you're working out before you go to sleep, your heart rate's going to be elevated, and it's going to take you a long time to get down to a very deep state and slow down your breathing. Or if you're drinking before bed. Now,
what kind of drinks? I don't drink alcohol. So
okay, good.
Tea?
Alcohol.
I don't drink alcohol.
For the folks who are using wine or a late night shot to help them go to sleep. So alcohol will help you go to sleep faster, but you will also, in the second part of your sleep, you won't sleep deeply, because your body's essentially fighting the alcohol or trying to process those toxins to get them out, and then you're not able to get into deep sleep. And that's scientifically proven. That's just the data speaking. So you may go to sleep faster with alcohol, but you're not able to get to the restorative recovery sleep phases. So in terms of going to sleep before 10, I would say it's really more about what you're doing and what you're eating before sleep, as opposed to if whether or not it's more beneficial. That's something I may look at. I'll probably, because I'm a nerd at heart, so I'll try to find some data on that. But I haven't came across that one. But there's so much information out there. It's one of the reasons why I don't even watch TV. I just get online and read journals, go into wormholes and figure out stuff and find stuff. And then next thing you know, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Family and friends, they're always telling me, you got to give your brain a rest. And so what are you doing for fun? So fun for me is doing Sudoku puzzle, or, anything it's still work to someone else, but for me, it's fun.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it. You talked about what you're eating before you go to bed. So and I'm just going to put myself out there, Coach, I like to eat snacks mostly in the bed, maybe chips or I don't know, some type of snack. I crave snacks, and I will watch TV to wind down, and then I'll fall asleep. What's that about?
Once again, if it's a pattern, your brain loves patterns, and it loves repetition, because your brain likes to conserve energy. It's just how our brains are designed. Like, for example, you see something red, or you see a red bush, and you go out to that red bush and there's red fruit, and you eat that red fruit and it tastes good and you don't die. Now your brain just associates red with lovely things that don't kill you. And it's just how it is. It likes to develop a pattern. So if that's your pattern, more than likely it's just a pattern that's set in, as opposed to there's actual need. You may or may not be hungry. It could just be, that's your schedule. I would say to go without it, and take and journal how you feel. Go without it. Deprive yourself for a bit just to see how you feel. You may find that, I really need that late night snack. I went without it and I couldn't sleep. I was hungry. Like, I guess that's just part of my day. I don't really eat during the day. I don't have time. And then I have my late night snack right before bed. I would tell you having a late night snack before bed is not bad. I would say just make sure you're picking foods that are high in nutrients and low in being processed. So high nutrient foods, single ingredient foods. A single ingredient food has no label. There's no label on a banana. There might be a little sticker that says, the code, but there isn't a label that says all these different chemicals. Single ingredient foods are great. Almonds right before bed, not a problem. Almonds, they have a soothing effect anyway. It's plant-based food, has some protein in there and some good fats. So it's good for your brain. So a handful of almonds right before bed, not a problem. So it's not having a snack before bed is not a bad deal. It's the quality of the snack. You definitely don't want to eat a bunch of processed food and some food that's fried or just something that's going to be very hard on your intestinal system. Because at the end of the day, when you're sleeping, I personally like to stop eating 3 or 4 hours before I sleep. So that way, it takes about anywhere from 3 to 6 hours for food to come out of your stomach and start working its way through your intestines. I don't want my stomach trying to break down food and making me gassy or disrupting this process. I want that to be empty. I want to drink some water because the hydration helps with recovery. And so that way, when I hit sleep, I can fully rejuvenate because I want to be my best in the morning. It's really, at the end of the day, especially as an entrepreneur, it's about waking up with the best opportunity, a best capability to go out there and take advantage of opportunities. I want to wake up ready to go, rejuvenated, physically and mentally, emotionally at my best, because the minute that I wake up, I'm out of time. The minute that I wake up, I'm running against the clock. It's a losing situation from the time that I wake up. It's a blessing to wake up, but after that, 1 minute gone, not getting it back. 1 hour gone, not getting it back. 4 hours gone, not getting it back. Somebody wasting my time, not getting it back. I can make the money. If you waste my money or blow my money or, the money don't pan out, I can make that 10 times. But that hour I just spent, that's gone for eternity. So I'm very choosy about who I spend my time with. So for anyone who's listening, if you're listening to me right now and I'm having this conversation with Karen, you best believe, in my opinion, as an entrepreneur who provides for his family, this was more than worth it. Actually, I should be paying her.
Aw, thank you so much, Coach. Listen, we're super honored, right? Because one of the hallmarks of what I do in the series is pure truth. Like, don't sugarcoat it, just kind of give it to us plain, and then we'll figure out what to do with it type of commentary. And so one of the reasons that I really needed you to be here is because that's who you are, right? You don't sugarcoat it. You tell us the truth. You keep it simple. And, we got some good things. I can have snacks before bed. I'm like, what? I can do that.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, Coach.
Yes.
Talked about sleep. We talked about recovery. Let's dabble for a minute on nutrition, because entrepreneurs, and so ladies and gentlemen, why you are here listening to health, nutrition, and wellness is because if you're not healthy, you can't run your business. If you can't run your business, you can't take care of your family, your friends, you can't live out your dreams. You can never leave that 9 to 5. You'll never have the house, whatever it is, because you're not here. And so it was important to me to have Coach here because he can speak to the things that we need to focus on, even though we know we don't like to do it, but we know we must. So, Coach, talk to us a little bit about nutrition and some of the things that we can do as entrepreneurs who I'm sure there are plenty of us that don't eat properly.
I'm going to say the first thing to do is start with hydration. It's one of those things, it's on that list of things there's just no supplement for. If you don't have water, you won't exist, right? We take it for granted, at least some people do, that, water is readily available. But in terms of being your best and having the best opportunity for you to go out and be successful, it starts with hydrating. And just to keep that short, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have a hydration plan, then you're not fully hydrating. It's not a situation where you can just wake up and say, I'll drink some water when I get to it, because you won't get to it. You'll get to everything that's on your calendar and the emergencies that come up. So start with a hydration plan. For example, for myself, there's a glass that sits right next to my laptop. You know, I'm hood. It's a mason jar. It's a little bit of flavoring. So in the morning, I drink 32 ounces, that jar, first thing in the morning, whether I feel like it or not, whether I'm thirsty or not. Before I go to bed, I drink another one of those. Every day, at minimum, I know I'm getting 64 ounces when I do that. I keep that jug right here next to my laptop. So that way, as I'm working, if I get thirsty, I also have some more. So with this particular hydration plan, I don't have to count. I don't have to worry. I don't have to think or process. It's automatic. So in some way in your life, build in these automatic systems that just relieves you of the burden of having to track it and manage it, because as a boss, you're already doing enough of that. Make something automatic. Having this jar here is as automatic as brushing my teeth in the morning. I walk in the bathroom, my toothbrush is in the same spot, toothpaste is in the same spot. I brush my teeth every morning. Before I go to bed, I relieve myself, I brush my teeth at the same time. So it's build a system. Number one, start with hydration. So Karen, how's your hydration? How much water are we drinking a day? Oh, we're going to talk about it today.
Oh my goodness, Coach. Okay, listen.
That's what I'm talking about.
I keep one of these
next
to me throughout the day. So I'm not doing too good today. I'm only about halfway through. So I will have one of these with breakfast and nurse it throughout the day. And then typically maybe another one, or maybe a 12 or 16 ounce something to drink in the evening. I do need to increase my hydration. So I'm just bad. Listen, y'all, see this, what I'm saying? I'm honest. Listen, it's okay. I'm honest, but I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to get the answer for all of us. And then we all got to figure out how we're going to handle it. Okay. That's my commitment.
It's a journey. It's a journey. So how much water should each person be drinking? There's a lot of data out there, a lot of studies. Some of it's conflicting. The old school kind of previous method was you need to have 8 glasses of 8 ounces of water a day. And then, to be quite honest, for some people that's enough, and then for a lot of people that's not nearly enough, not even close. There is a general rule that for every pound of weight, you should be drinking 1 ounce of water. So, like for example, I'm a 240-pound man. I should be drinking 240 ounces of water a day. That may be on the more egregious side. I'm just going to tell folks that start with somewhere in between those two, between the eight glasses a day and 1 ounce for your body weight. And then you listen to your body. Your body will tell you if your lips are constantly, your mouth is constantly dry, or sometimes even headaches. The color of your urine can also be an indicator of how much hydration you should be getting. Your urine should be the color of straw, not necessarily clear, like see-through, but the color of straw. So like a light beige. If it's too dark, then obviously you're not getting enough. If it's absolutely clear, you may be washing minerals out and nutrients out of your body. You may be doing too much of a flush. So there should be a little bit of color in there. So somewhere between 1 ounce per pound of body weight, and then somewhere between there and 64 ounces for the day. If the reason why it varies is because people vary in their size and primarily because of their activity level. There's days where I can't get enough water, just no matter what I do. If I'm running 13 miles and I'm active and I'm on my feet and I'm getting 25,000 steps, I may just be struggling that day. And then there's days where I'm sitting down and I'm not doing much, and 64 ounces may be enough. And that's consistently for most people. So there's somewhere in that range. But have a plan. Number one starts with hydration, and have a plan. That way you have something to build off.
Wow. Okay. So not too bad. And what I like is that it's very simple, right? Find you a mug or a cup that holds, some of those free ones you've gotten from some place that, you don't want to throw out because it represents some event you went to, but you're not going to ever use it. You find something and use that to be your container, and just know how many of those you need. So I like that. Thank you for that, Coach. Even though you put me on the spot, I'm just saying.
It's all love. It's all love.
It's cool. It's cool. I do it. It's matter of fact, I'm gonna have a drink with you.
There we go. Salute.
Salud. All right. So now, Coach. Because we all gonna take it to the break. Is there something that entrepreneurs can do to have more energy? Because we are, like you said, we're burning that candle at both ends, round the side, up the back, and through the middle. So we know we need to get our sleep. We've got to hydrate. What else can we do to have energy without necessarily having to take some of those drinks? I don't do them drinks. But
no, yeah. I like to actually start with removing things that drain you of energy. It's a unique approach. And it may get to a place where, for some people, they're like, is he a coach or is he a relationship guy? What is he talking about?
Oh, you talk about people. Yes.
Yes. Because everything we do is in the context of people. Everything is everything, because, it's what we are. We're human beings. It's all about relationships. And so how dare I talk about how you should get more energy when you may have a bunch of ticks and lice, either physically or, metaphorically in your life, and all they're going to do is zap that extra energy from you. Here I am. I could be telling you to drink green tea, and here's this wonderful supplement, and lion's mane, mushrooms, add turmeric. I could be telling you all that. And as you're sitting there meal prepping and meal planning, there's somebody in your kitchen telling you can't make it, or you're not worth it, or why you doing all that? Why you ain't eating this fried food and you act like you better than us? Mm-hmm. I mean, can we keep it real?
Yeah. Listen, no doubt. You're right. You are right. And this is why you're here, because the average person is just going to tell us, okay, well, take this supplement or whatever. But what you're saying, that's like real, like straight up. There's plenty of us out here that need to eliminate some people from our circle. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, well, no, sometimes you might need to fire them completely, like you're done. Some of them you just need to, send them to their room, so to speak, put them on timeout. You're going to handle what you need to handle, and you take them in very small doses. And I'm going to add to what Coach is saying, because I'm going to add this. If they are negative, they're always calling you with that negative news. Booby down the street, something just happened to them, and all of these. Did you see the news? Listen, maintain a diet of positive information and positive input. And my people know I'm like the whiz. I'm like I'm not necessarily the witch, but in the whiz, Mabel King sang, "Don't bring me no bad news." I'm just saying, don't bring me no bad news. As soon as you start to tell me some bad news, no, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear. I'll get my daily dose of what's going on in the world every so often, because you know what? It doesn't change. Most of the time, we don't need to be so up to the minute on every single little thing. We already know most of it's not changing, or it hasn't changed. So I'm gonna co-sign what Coach is saying, and I'm just gonna add that includes the information they bring you and the people. Sometimes you got, is an A, B, C, D approach. There's the A friends that you can keep around you because they support you. There's some B's that keep around every so often. Some C's where you see them once then again, and them D's and F's, limit them.
It is really just that simple. It's a hard conversation to have with some people, because they feel like the folks that that are in their life that help them to get them to where they are, or maybe their family, or maybe there's a loyalty there that they have to be around, or they have to entertain those people. And I'm just going to tell you that the only thing you have to do is take care of yourself so that you can take care of the people that you love. And you have to decide how to do that in a way that doesn't sap you of energy. Because at the end of the day, you wake up with X amount of energy, and then that's it, right? That's what you have available. And there's things that are either going to add to that, and there are things that are going to take away from that. So energy is a lot like money. It's a currency. How dare someone come to me and say, hey, how can I have more money, when they're wasting the money, or they're allowing other people to take their money away? I approach that question in the same regard. Before we talk about how we can get you more money, let's talk about how you're spending it. Are you wasting it? Are you wasting it on conversations? Are you wasting it on TV shows that don't benefit you, that you're not learning from? Because if you're wasting it, it doesn't matter what I tell you. You're just going to throw it away. So that would be the first thing. Don't waste what you have. Don't spend it in areas that that are not beneficiary to you. So number one, take an audit of your time and your energy. Take an audit of it. Where are you spending of it, and where can it be better applied? Number two, have a plan on how you're going to rejuvenate. I'm going to say that one more time. Have a rejuvenation plan. Know exactly what it is. Know yourself. What do you do for you to refill your cup? If you don't know the answer to that, if you're struggling with that answer, then you got some serious homework to do. How do you rejuvenate? How do you get more energy in your cup? How do you spark yourself up? Is it listening to podcasts? I personally love listening to Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins. I love listening to motivational speakers. It energizes me. I love investing in people like Karen. I love talking to her. I love listening to her. I love being involved in her systems, her organizational skills. I learn from that, and I try to give. So that relationship rejuvenates me. I try to make sure I engage in relationships that are mutually beneficial. I provide, and then that person provides. I avoid at all costs relationships that are tick and lice relationships, kind of like a mouse. The mouse in the house don't do nothing for you but eat away at your stuff, eat away at your foundation, and the next thing you know, they done took over. So I avoid the negative and I feed into the positive. That's how I rejuvenate. I start there before we get into food and medicinal ways.
Come on, Coach. Oh my goodness. Listen, y'all, did y'all see that? Did y'all see the stuff falling? Man, there was so much gems and gold nuggets that just fell. Listen, y'all, if you're going to have to hit the replay button, I'm just telling you, y'all should have been taking notes. Coach.
People be playing. You got to stop playing. You out of time. You are out of time. Stop playing. You don't own the time. You don't own it. You're on borrowed time. Boom. So you better be making the most out of it, leveraging it, enjoying your relationships that you have. And if they're not relationships you don't enjoy, you need to cut them off and then find the ones that you do. Enjoy the relationship with yourself. Start there. And then we can get into some food and some medicinal stuff and, some things you can take. And, coffee is great. Do that early in the day. Green tea is good as well. I talked about lion's mane, some mushroom. It's really good for mental and cognitive energy. Garlic is great. A lot of these things folks are already going to know, to be quite honest. It's the relationship stuff that really zaps us the most. And then the junk food and the processed food, all those things are energy like leeches as well. Your body has to work extra hard to process food. Things that are heavy in fat, heavy in oils. Your body's working twice as hard to break that stuff down and pass it through your system. So it makes you tired, makes you sluggish. So just be careful of all the processed food. You want to definitely eat a diet that's high in nutrients, high in single ingredient foods, a plant-based diet. I'm not going to tell you not to eat meat. I'm going to tell you to eat lean meats and organic meats and eat it in moderation, in proportion. Meat is kind of tough to digest. Let's be quite honest, right? So there's this thing called it's called TEF, thermal energetic effective food. So like when you eat meat, your body has to work twice as hard. You burn more calories to break it down. Now that could be a good thing for those of you who are trying to lose weight, because you eat 10 calories of meat, your body might spend 15 calories breaking it down. All right. But if you do too much of that, next thing you know, you're tired and you're sluggish, and you got to take a nap. So it's all about moderation, right? So at the end of the day, when it comes to nutrition, eat a bunch of green stuff, kale, spinach, broccoli, wonder foods, like superfoods. Can't eat enough of that stuff. Brussels sprouts, all that stuff. Lentils, can't eat enough. Hydrate, eat fruit in moderation. If you're a meat eater, it's fine. Eat organic, lean meats when you can. Get some sleep, drink some water, and get rid of people who are draining you of energy. That's going to be the biggest thing.
Man, you done made my job so easy today. All right, so you done dropped all the bombs, all the nuggets. So now we're going to do the round, what I like to call the signature questions. Mm-hmm. Okay, you ready?
Let's go.
Rapid style, 30 seconds or less.
Got it.
Side note, nobody ever sticks to 30 seconds. But I like to try anyway. Okay, you ready? First question.
Okay.
You're an entrepreneur. What do you know now that you wish you knew when you first started as an entrepreneur?
Fail first, fail quickly, embrace it, learn from it, and then apply, do better, then fail again. Fail and learn. Stop waiting. Don't worry about having it all done right the first time. The customer is going to let you know how you can improve it. Listen to the customer, take the customer's ideas, implement them, and then have that communication with the customer, letting them know that, hey, we made the product better or the service better based off your recommendation. That customer will be a fan for life. Don't worry about failing. If you're afraid of failing, then maybe being an entrepreneur, you need to revisit, why you're doing it. If you know your why and you're passionate about your why, failing should not be an obstacle. Failing should just be part of the process. So fail early, embrace failing, learn, keep a journal, learn from it, and then grow. On the other side of failure is massive growth. The other side of failure is massive learning and opportunity. Just get to the other side of failure. You can't run from it, can't run around it, run through it and get to those golden nuggets.
I love that. I mean, Damon John, the people shark, always likes to say, fail fast and fail forward, right? Yeah. If you look at any Shark Tank, they prefer to work with entrepreneurs that have failed because it shows their resiliency. It shows that they get up. And then one of my favorite acronyms is first attempt in learning, right? So failure. And I had a fear of failure when I first started out, and it became clear, and it's a struggle, and it's a mindset shift where when you're a baby, you learn to walk. That first time you fell, you got back up, right? Because you failed the first time you tried to walk. So it's the learning, and I love that. Okay, next question.
Yep.
What keeps you going?
Oh, so many things. Curiosity is the number one thing. I think I'm just curious to see how far I can go. I truly embrace the idea. I will not be here. I will not be here on this planet someday. And so while I'm here, what can I do? How many people can I help? How much of an impact can I have while I'm here for a limited and unknown amount of time? And then my family keeps me going. I know that everything that I love more than life itself, will someday also not be here. Everyone I love will someday not be on this planet. We're only here for a finite amount of time. So how can I love them in a way that lets them know that I love them more than this world and time itself? So I'm just curious. How much I can get done, how much I can do, how much I can love, and how much I can help folks.
Wow. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, I love it. I love it. So you remind me of, there's a quote, and you mentioned this before. So I want to put this out here for everyone. So there was a meme that a friend of mine posted on her Facebook wall, and it just was a shocker head turner. Procrastination is your arrogance that God is giving you a second chance or another chance. I said, boom. Oh my goodness. Eyes open wide. So that ties in so perfectly with what you just shared, because time is, we just not ever going to get that back. Mm-mm. No amount of wishing, praying, and hoping to be able to go back. As a matter of fact, I feel like time is speeding up even faster these days. When we were younger, time seemed to just like be slower, but these days it just goes.
I have an idea, or I have this thought that the closer we get to reality, the faster time goes. Mm. It's almost like being in an airplane versus being in a car. When you're in an airplane and you're up high, it doesn't seem like you're going that fast because you're not close to the ground, where reality is on the ground, right? And then you get to the ground and you're driving and you can see how hard things are out on the streets and how real it is. And you're moving, you're like, man, it seems like you're just going at 100 miles per hour and everything's flying past you. So the closer you get to the truth, the closer you get to reality, things go faster. So that's why I think as we become entrepreneurs, time just starts to rip by because we're getting to the truth. That is hard.
Oh man, I was celebrating until you said that.
The truth is that is hard. When you're 15, 16 and you sleep all day.
And that's what I used to do. I used to could sleep 16 hours straight for no reason at all. Like I just would sleep. And people, you all right? I'm good. Now, you're right. You're right about that, Coach. No. Just saying. All right. Last question.
Got it. Ready? Let's go. Yep.
One piece of advice you have for someone who's just getting started.
Just one.
Okay, you can give me two quick ones.
Okay. The first one would be, your legacy is what you do today. If you're starting this thing thinking that you're going to build the greatest, build the biggest, impact the most folks, and leave a legacy for your kids, leave a legacy for history, leave something behind, if that's why you're doing it, you're going to be sadly mistaken. The world is full of history unknown. There are many of men and women who have come before you, dead and gone, who no one knows, right? And probably will never know unless there's some, maybe some nerd or geek out there just searching for random information. Your legacy won't be behind you. Your legacy is what you do today. The people that you help today, the people that you hurt today. Mm-hmm. When you go to bed at night and you lay down, that is your legacy. The good news is when you get up in the morning, you have another opportunity to make a legacy every day. And the reason why that's the one thing is because there's going to be some days where you just fail miserably and your legacy will suck. There will be some days where you're on top of the world. You've created a lot of value for people, because really at the end of the day in business, it's just a value transaction. Someone buys your product or service because they need a solution to something. So you're helping a bunch of people by being in business. Some days you'll help a lot of people. I hope so. I hope you hit them days where you're going viral because you're helping a lot of people. Your product, your service is just helping the world, millions and millions of people. Then there'll be some days where nobody needs your help.
We laughing, but it's true.
It's true. Nobody needs your help today. That's how you have to look at it. At least for me, that's how I look at it. If nobody needed my help today, everyone's good. But maybe tomorrow I'll be able to set a different legacy and help some people. So that would be the one thing. Every day, day by day, try to do some good and help some people. And the second thing would just be believe, really, really believe in yourself, believe in your business, truly believe. If you don't believe, nobody else can. Starts with you. You got to believe. You really have to have that vision clear, believe in it, know it. It really has to be your center, your why. If you do not believe, because you will be tested, it ain't gonna work. That would be it. Those would be the two.
Listen, man, I'm just saying. See, y'all thought he was just going to talk to you about some supplements and some exercises, but I surprised you because he came through with the mindset alone. Listen, he said total 360 health. That's what he's talking about. And that is so true, right? I mean, it's if you don't believe in who you are, what you can do, how you can help, then you can't show anyone else. They cannot invest in you because you're not invested in yourself. And for those of you that have imposter syndrome, what my friends and I like to call the internal terrorists, right? How you assassinate those internal terrorists is by doing what Coach talked about. Coach and I listen to the same people. I listen to Tony Robbins. I listen to E.T. I listen to I listen to Les Brown. You can't see the picture when you're in the frame. That's one of my favorite Les Brown quotes, right? Coach talked about failing fast, failing forward. One of my favorite quotes is from Michael Jordan, where he talks about he missed over 3,000 shots. 26 times he was trusted to take the game-winning shot and miss. Over and over and over again in his life, he has failed, and that's why he has succeeded. So these motivational quotes are not just cute little things that you post on Facebook or Instagram or you tell somebody. These need to become embedded in your mind, in your spirit, so that you can call upon them when you need it to give you that inner boost to say, you know what, I get to keep going. Not I have to, but nobody likes to have to do anything. We like to get to do something. So Coach is like super, wait, where's my sign? Coach is on fire today, y'all. Just saying, he's on fire. So, little birdie, and listen, Coach, I hope you will come back again because we only scratched like a teeny tiny bit of the surface.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to do a whole day summit. We got to do a whole day.
All right, you're on.
Yeah, we got to sit down and have a whole and invite people to come out. Come on out, get this good energy.
We're gonna do it. I'm in. I'm definitely in. I am going to say this. So we did not get to talk about what Coach does. Like, he only brushed the surface. Coach, we're going to take some extra time because I believe that what you're doing right now is phenomenal. And it's a model for people out there that want to get into the fitness industry, that want to do some of these things that you're doing, whether as a participant or to structure it. So I'm not going to give it away. Tell them what you do that's so super duper awesome.
I provide online nutrition and fitness coaching. However, I also do virtual challenges. And the virtual challenges were actually kicked off before COVID. And when COVID happened, it actually started to really flourish because people were more receptive to a virtual and online fitness challenge. So, like, for example, right now, I have a Mother's Day virtual 5K race. So you sign up online, I ship you your race medal, your race shirt, and your race swag, and then you run your 5K or walk your 5K, submit your results. But the coolest thing about it is, to be quite honest, folks either like the metal, and I design the metals myself, I source them myself, I put my passion and my energy into it, and people like the swag. Like, for example, the Mother's Day 5K race comes with bath bombs, flower petals, dried flower petals, a candle. So that way, for the guys who forget to buy stuff like myself, you can just go ahead and get that 5K race and be like, baby, I love you so much. I'm investing in your health and fitness, and also pampering you with these bath bombs and these petals.
I'm not gonna co-sign that one, Coach. We're gonna get that stuff put on your calendar.
I'm super. I do want to mention this one. I'm super excited about my 4th of July. And this is exclusive. No one even knows about this. But my 4th of July virtual challenge and race, I've teamed up with a young entrepreneur. Her name is Big Mama. She created her own sauce brand. It's called Big Mama Sauce. And she has this barbecue sauce that is fire. That is, I mean, it's just literally, I was pouring some on some chicken breast today. And then, my girl, she was like, that smells so good. I'm serious. That happened today. But anyway, I've teamed up with her. And for my virtual, for the July challenge, I purchased some Big Mama's minis. There's these little mini samplers, and they're going to be in the race swag kit. So folks will get the medal, they'll get the finisher shirt, and they'll get these Big Mama's minis. So that's a way that I have teamed up with an entrepreneur, a Black woman that I believe in. So I'm buying her product. I'm marketing my race. So co-marketing for her, getting her samples out to people. So that way folks can try her sauce and then go back to her website and buy more product. It's just an example of how business can be so rewarding. My customer gets something that's unique. The business that I'm working with, I'm able to purchase things from them to help, keep her business going. She's also able to get marketing. So everyone wins. Business can be such a win-win. And that's where I get energized. How can we find these win-win solutions so everyone is just standing there smiling with Big Mama sauce? So that's my 4th of July challenge. And I'm super excited about that one. And then all the stuff that's coming in the future. There's stuff I haven't even created yet. I just got to get some good sleep, wake up in the morning with some ideas and make them happen.
And listen, after we run that, after we do that 5K, or in my case, a 2K, or just a K, which is short for Karen, then I'm going to light up the grill and put that sauce on there so I can have me some barbecue chicken.
This woman's sauce is delicious. I'm her biggest fan. She sent me a sample and I was like, I got to do this. Give me this. Give me 200 of these. People need this right now.
And you see, and I want y'all to understand something. And yes, I said y'all, I am college educated. I have 3 degrees, but I like to say y'all because I can. So what you need to understand is what Coach is doing is unheard of right now on so many levels. He's a Black entrepreneur doing marathons and obstacle courses and these different fitness challenge events. He creates his own medals. Do you have one available, Coach? Think you can hold it up?
One that I'm very proud of. This is the Black History virtual 5K medal. And so I designed this one myself. And here's what I mean by just believe. When I launched this, I had no idea that it would sell out in 15 different states. So this medal came along with a shirt and also, I'm sorry, not a shirt, a face mask. And with the medal and the face mask and a pin. And the reception to it was just so overwhelming. I was taken aback. But at the end of the day, I wanted to create something that was representative for Black History Month. As a Black business owner, I wanted something that represented my culture, my people, and the struggle that we go through, but also how we are unified. And that's what the fist means to me. We are unified through this struggle together. And that truly embodies everything that I do. And I look for opportunities to unify, to come together and operate in a way that's mutually beneficial for everyone involved.
And not only has he done that, but the fact that he purchased the bottles of barbecue sauce, that's unheard of. The normal way of doing business is to charge that person to put their items in his box. He has taken it and flipped it on its head. He's purchased it from the person to support her business,
yep.
Right? But he is well within his rights to have said, okay, for you to put your sauce in my box and gain access to my market, my audience, I can charge you whatever the fee is. And then that person pays the fee and provides the product. He said, no, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to buy it outright and promote it for you.
Nike, if you listening, and when you come and you try to put your little Gatorade shoes in my box, I'm gonna need about $4-5 a box, Nike, Powerade, whatever Fortune 100 company, you don't get this free marketing. But for my people, and for entrepreneurs who are just starting off, I mean, what better way to support them? Because at the end of the day, when you support an entrepreneur, you support their family in the sense of validating their ideas. When I buy Big Mama sauce, she has kids. Her kids are watching an idea that she had come to life. And that inspiration that they get from that goes on through generations, right? Just generational wealth. Not monetary. I'm not talking about the monetary, but the belief, the knowing that I can create an idea, bring it into this world, and someone can validate that idea through a financial transaction. So when I support an entrepreneur, that's what I'm trying to support and promote.
Come on now. That's Coach. And so, Coach, I am going to say this. So everyone, a little birdie has told me that Coach has a gift for us. And I'm going to say, now y'all know when I say this by now that the little birdie, see, our guest doesn't know. The little birdie is, Coach, right? Our guest. So, Coach, tell us or share with us what is the gift that you're giving everyone today? Outside of your nuggets that you've already dropped, because that was fire.
Oh, thank you. You're getting 15% off my virtual challenges, right? So it's a one-time purchase. Depending on when you're seeing this, right now I'm running my Mother's Day 5K virtual race. You'll get 15% off of that. If you happen to see this a little bit later, whatever challenge that I'm running, the code that you will have will be good for 15% off. And I'm going to be running challenges for the rest of the year and into the foreseeable future, mainly because it's an opportunity for folks to get out there, get active, and to better themselves. So for you, 15% off, a discount from me to you. Thank you for watching and participating.
And I'm going to say this, by doing a challenge, you don't have to do it alone, right? You all know that I don't believe in doing things alone, that it's more fun with friends, right? And family. So grab a challenge, and the weather is changing for those of us that are in these states where it's a little chilly, right? The weather's changing. We can get outside and we can do this and make it a fun event for the family. So, I mean, y'all, you either going to need to have the family, each one of the family sign up so they can get their own medal. Because if you're going with me, I'm keeping the medal. I'm just saying. But do the challenge. Get some exercise. Get in there. Get outside. Have some fun, quality time with your family. I mean, it's a win-win-win-win-win for everyone. So I just wanted to share that. So, Coach, I'm so full right now. I'm so happy. It's like I had dinner in a 5-star, 6-star restaurant just now. I want to say this. You have brought the Coach A game. So I'm going to say, the cycle fit. You dropped them bombs. and it is so needed. I love this interview with you. And anytime you need me to do anything or need something from me, you got it, bro. Just saying.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You got me blushing. You know, you can't tell because I'm chocolate, but I'm blushing right now.
So, Coach, any last words before we close out this interview?
Just for anyone listening, have some fun, do your best, and be well. Be well to yourself, treat yourself well, treat your family well, and treat your community well. And go out there and get it. Try your best, go hard, but also have some fun. We're only here for a short amount of time. All right, so you can see that Karen and I are both about our business. We ain't playing, but at the same time, we know how to have a good laugh, have some fun, and enjoy the process along the way. Have some fun, y'all.
Boom. And there it is. So I'm going to let Coach have the last word. And I thank you all for tuning in, hanging with us. It was just fabulous. I want to thank you, Coach, so much for coming through and supporting. It's just been my honor and privilege to have you as a guest. And hopefully you come back soon. But we already talking about doing, like a whole day thing. So we'll be in touch about that, because there's some things we could do. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our edition of this interview with Coach Solomon. So it's psychofit.com. Yes, Coach?
GoPsycho.com. 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 If you type in PsychoFit, I'll come up.
Go Psycho. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am your hostess, Karen Eason, and thank you so much for joining us on another episode edition interview for the confidently thriving entrepreneur. Have a great day. Woo!